What is up, Disc Golf fans? Derek Scull and Chris German here with Gatekeeper Media, and this is the first time that we are recording in our new studio space. We're bringing you the 303 Open today, 2019.
Yeah, this tournament is presented by Discmania. This is our second time coming out to Colorado. Last year we came out for States. I guess they liked us enough to bring us out for this one.
I would say that we made some good friends, and thank you very much to Millennium Golf Discs.
Yeah, for sure, as we have a pretty stacked card. A lot of Colorado. In Colorado, we have Joe Rovere, Colten Montgomery. Both these guys have won this tournament before. We have Eagle McMahon, big name, one of the best players in the world, off to a great start with the Disc Golf Pro Tour and the PDGA and the NTs and everything. So
yeah,
I'm
Colorado
excited.
heavy and Discmania heavy too.
Yeah, so some players to watch out. We have MJ in the card. We have Grady Shue, a couple other names you can see down there. Jamie Espinosa, the big lefty. Simon Lazat. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
We're going to move into hole one. This one's 619 feet, par 4. The first shot, you're going to throw a hyzer kind of where the drone is right here. The second shot, pretty tough approach shot. You have these guardian trees, and you do have OB really close on the right side.
Yeah, and we did happen to see a lot playing this way, just kind of as spectators all weekend.
Yeah. So first on the box, Joe Rovere, local to Colorado.
Defending champ.
Defending, yeah. He's won it a couple times, actually. Like I said, first shot, pretty standard. Just throw a really nice big hyzer shot.
Yeah, and he gives himself a little bit more of a flat ground approach, so that's pretty comfortable for him.
Yeah, you can go a little bit too far to the left and kind of have awkward footing for your second shot. There is OB to the right, so if you pump it too hard, could go OB. So Colten, he won 2 years ago, was unable to make it last year.
Yeah, I think Worlds was going around.
I think so.
Last year.
But he's here this year. So this is kind of a break. It was nice. A lot of pros kind of split up and went to different places.
Yeah, 3 major tournaments with some, heavy hitters on the cards.
Yeah, so it was cool to see everyone kind of get split up. So this is Peter. Peter was actually the MA1 winner from AM Weekend, which was a couple weeks ago. That unfortunately did go out of bounds. He pumped it a little too hard.
And just didn't fade back for him.
Yeah, so he's only coming in at a 926 rating, so I'm excited to see how he's going to show up against all these 1,000-rated players here.
I would have to say, going into this round, it's a little intimidating.
Yeah, so we'll see how these first couple holes go as we see a headwind for Eagle. Pretty standard. His was a little lower, but like I said, just kind of land out on that dirt and should have a pretty routine second shot. Peter still has some more distance as his went a little straight.
Yeah, and he does have those trees kind of in play as well, so it really tightens it up on him.
Yeah, as you can see, he can't really fully reach the green, so it's going to be tough to get up and down for his par at that point.
Colten finds himself just a wide open shot here.
Yeah, we should expect a big hyzer around this right side.
Which could technically be a dangerous play because
just like that.
Yep, OB.
So you can see pretty tight, almost right at the circle. There's OB.
Now I will say that you can be aggressive because if you're playing when it went out of bounds, you're basically giving yourself a tap in from there.
Yeah, that's a pretty short putt for your par save. So Joe's was a little short. He ended up in the brushes up there, so he might have a tricky putt.
Yeah.
Eagles lining up, it looks like for just a grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah.
So it's hard to read sometimes, but
it is.
The catch and release.
Yeah, it's tough. And we've been kind of all over the place doing a lot of single cam this year, so I felt like it took us a minute to kind of get back into things. There's Peter with his fourth shot. Unfortunately, clips a branch. From one knee, I would say probably right inside the circle.
Ooh, and that was close.
Good putt.
But good.
Yeah, good putt from Joe. So he's off to a
yeah.
good start with the birdie.
And we're going to see, I believe, Colten up next. Yep. So, like I said, this should be a very gimme putt for these folks.
Yeah, he'll take his par.
Narrowly.
Yeah. So, 2 Discmania bulls on this first card.
Yeah, half stack Discmania, like we were mentioning, and then full on Colorado.
Yeah. Actually, Peter is actually from Illinois, I believe.
Okay.
Now that I think about it,
is he a local to this area now?
He might be, yeah.
Okay.
But when you look at his PDGA line, it says Illinois.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I would say that's a pretty big trip. You know, being here the month prior and then having to come all the way back out to show yourself for the Open division.
Eagle looking to get his birdie, and he does. Some of the smoothest putting out there. His putting is really turned on this year. He must just all winter just putted, because I remember filming him in Vegas and seeing what he did at the Memorial. That man barely misses putts. It's crazy to see. So we're going to move into hole 2. This one is 278 feet, par 3. You have OB right behind the basket to the right and to the left, so very touchy. I would say Anheuser shot, or if you have a flick.
It's pretty straightforward, though. I mean, not too complicated. The raised basket does come into play, but we did hear a lot of chatter as well where, it's nice to see one here and there, kind of jazz things up a little bit.
I agree. There is a drop zone for this as well, so if you do miss, it does make it a pretty tough par save.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, this hole is treacherous to walk in as well. There's a lot of divots that one of our cameramen during our walkthrough did twist his ankle on this hole.
So Eagle just once again throws a huge grenade over everything, drops him in the circle.
While still staying within the Mando here to our right.
Yeah. That's a pretty far to the right Mando, though. You would have to kind of throw something pretty crazy to get there. As Colten goes with the forehand approach.
Where that Mando is makes me think that some people were being really aggressive, and I wonder what kind of shots they were throwing then.
So that went OB for Colten, unfortunately. So he is 2 for 2 on out of bounds. Peter Ralph starting off with the bogey. This needs to get down. That's coming in hot.
And he finds OB as well.
I mean, that was like an ace run, basically. He could have dissed down there. That probably would have been a perfect shot.
And sometimes if, again, he hasn't grown up here, right? So playing in the elevation can really
the altitude,
make it hard to figure out exactly what's going to work for you the best.
So Eagle just inside the circle, I would say. This is for his birdie. Kind of how the land is with the raised basket. It's almost like a regular shot for him. It's dipping down. Scary putt, though.
Nice birdie, though.
I noticed Joe does that a lot. He kind of kicks some dirt in front of him.
Wind read.
Yeah. He's taking a minute. There were some folks walking by on the holes back there, and I think that kind of threw him off, so it took him a second. He's like, oh, you guys can come by over there to the right, and he capitalizes and is able to land it. See all the people waiting. The rest of these guys, unfortunately, are going to have to take their bogeys. With that drop zone making it pretty tough. Colten getting his bogey as well. We're going to take a quick look at Joe. A lot of people have said it before. If this man toured full time, I think he would be a force to reckon with.
He's got close to a 50-50 split between events won and played.
Yeah, he's over 50% winning percentage, which is pretty bizarre. So we're going to move into hole 3. This is coming in at 603 feet. This is a par 4. Almost like a tweener, I would say, for some of these guys. These guys can really rip it. I expect them to get about 75% down the fairway.
Yeah, and you really only have the OB kind of straight off the tee, but then as you carry right, you're pretty safe that way.
Yeah, there is a Mando pretty far to the right. Not this initial tree, but another one over there. So you really got to do something wrong if you're going to hit anything. And this right here is a crush. Yeah. Straight shot right to the basket. That is a very easy 3 for Joe.
Yeah, it looked like it was fighting a headwind as well.
Eagle's doing something very similar. Rumor has it during practice round, Eagle threw it all the way to the road down there. I don't know if that's true,
That
but
might
I could
have been
believe
a
it.
tailwind.
Yeah, I could believe that one.
I think that was from the TD's mouth himself.
So Colton's in at +1. He's going to want to... That's not going to be a good way. Good kick. Kicked him out right onto the fairway. He should be able to get up and down for par.
Sure, positive movement, but, the kind of grip lock a little bit.
Yeah. Peters, though. Turn. No.
So similar style as what we saw Joe throw, just way too far to the left, so it wasn't able to carry back and have enough hang time to kind of stay in bounds.
No. Colton's still with some distance. He could get up and down for his birdie if he really chucks it. I feel like Colton's like a underrated bomber. I mean, he crushes.
I mean, we've seen it before.
Yeah, it's just on the tour. Like, it's just no one really puts his name up there, but I would put him up there with some of the other greats because he throws far.
Oh, unfortunate stoppage there from the tree. Leave some work.
Eagle about over 100 for sure. Close to 150 maybe, you'd say?
I would guess between 150 and 175.
If that's a good line. Oh.
And, I mean, those who follow us have seen this before, but...
Let's give it to him.
Yeah.
We're going to rewind that for you. And Eagle even said out of his hand he didn't feel like that was going in.
Yeah, he thought that he let it go too early.
Yeah.
Threw it away. And
barely sneaks in there.
It definitely is clinging for life on the cage there.
Yeah, that is a really good shot, Eagle. And beautiful, too, is he's now going to be sitting 4 under through 3.
Eagle's Eagle.
And, yeah, he's having fun. Got to see a lot of his old friends being back in Colorado.
Yeah, that was really great to see him just stopping and chatting with so many folks that he just, was on his way up around.
Yeah. Peter.
I got a little away from him a little bit, a little too high.
Yeah, Peter struggling a little.
I think he was probably intimidated by the shot he just witnessed.
I would. Oh, no.
Just air balls left.
It's not good. He needs to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, this is
no.
is really where you have to bootstrap your way out of it and just commit.
It's never a good feeling when you're putting for the 3rd time in a row. Even just putting and then having to putt again is a pretty bad feeling.
Oh, jeez.
That's going to be a quad. He's taking an 8.
That's going to be hard to recover from.
Yeah. So he's 6 over through 3. And it sucks to see. I mean, we have greatness on one side, great shot, getting an eagle, and then we...
Unfortunate play.
Yeah, on the other side. A lot of golf left here, so we're going to move into hole 4. This is coming in at 763 feet. Another par 4. Most people are going to throw another kind of Anheuser shot, kind of similar to last shot. Land right in the middle of the fairway, hopefully, and then you have a pretty basic approach shot.
Yeah, you're really looking to get about 320, 350 out for your placement to give yourself a little bit of headroom.
Yeah, and you can be pretty aggressive on your second shot because you kind of have that hillside on the green to hit up against. If you're eagle, you're trying to hit the green from the tee box.
He does have the elevation on it.
Yeah. Not a terrible spot to be over there. Just wasn't stable enough for him. Joe takes that lower route. Dropping it right on the middle of the fairway, kind of what I was expecting. I still have just a nice big hyzer shot. And here's an example of Colten crushing it. You lose it, and then you catch it. He actually hits that tree right over there. You can see it last second.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough look. Peter, once again, he's just not getting enough turn. Or the disc he's throwing are just too stable for him.
They're flattening out, and it looks like they're not coming back kind of consistently either.
Well, they are coming back. He's not getting the full flex shots that he's wanting. They're kind of just going flat instantly and kind of just hyzering out. That's not a great spot to be. He gets through.
Yeah, it didn't look like it from that angle.
Colten's in there and
kind of just pitches out.
Yeah, he gets out, but he's going to have to go for the 4. Tap in 3 for eagle.
Safe approach.
Still a little bit of work for Colten. I mean, it's not a
gimme.
gimme.
Coming up short from there is got to be a daunting thing as well.
Oh. Good birdie run from Peter. Colten too low.
It looks like this one has the potential of being raised pretty high.
Yeah.
I mean, it is slightly higher than normal.
Oh. That's the first
stop.
It's kind of the first misstep for Joe. So he's had a pretty clean run, sitting 3 under. It's going to be his first par. Coming into hole 5, coming in at 538 feet, par 4.
Real narrow fairway. So you could either be really aggressive and kind of cut off the elbow, kind of like what Eagle's doing here. But typically you'd want to just like a real sharp flex right off the tee, go right and let it just hang right back into the middle of the fairway. But he finds himself almost pin high.
Yeah, it's a good spot to be. Most people traditionally are going to take the route that Joe's taking here. Mm-hmm. You're going to go to the right of that tree, throw over OB for a little bit, but throw something that you know is just going to come back, land right on the fairway. Colten might go up and over everything.
So he's just keeping it a little sharper.
He just throws a big hyzer. So he's going to hit a tree. It's good,
He's
though.
in now.
I wonder if Peter will be able to come back after
devastating.
Yeah, those nerves. It's unlucky.
Safe though.
So we'll probably see a lot of forehand approaches. Textbook. Colten so far to the right that he might go kind of like grenade hyzer to the other side. Yeah. Still left him a lot of distance. Beautiful shot from Joe. So he's going to be getting another birdie.
Quite a look here for Eagle.
Yeah, eagle for eagle.
Just a little short.
A lot of eagle holes, or like eagle runs or attempts on this course. A lot of par 4s. That Colten. If you have the distance to get down there, you're going to be having really long looks for eagle.
Yeah, and playing aggressive on this course, on a lot of holes, the drop zones aren't extremely brutal. They're all pretty fair as well, so you can try to pick up a little bit more, and then if it doesn't work out for it, you can play safe still.
Yeah. Joe for the birdie. Colten is going to have another blemish on his card. So he's going to take the 5, eagle for the 3. 6 down through 5. He's putting together a good showing. It's a great way to start the tournament.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah. It's nice to see Peter kind of take a deep breath, stop the bleeding, and get a couple pars. So we're going to move into not really an island hole, but if you're aggressive, it's basically playing as an island hole. Pretty short, though, 333 feet, or 330 feet.
Yeah, and you have a couple ways to attack it as well.
You can go big hyzer, kind of what Eagle did right here. You can throw something straight right up the middle. You can go forehand on the other side. I think Eagle for 3 rounds, threw a different shot every round, which is pretty funny.
Keeping it interesting.
Yeah.
Looks like Joe might be lining up for a similar shot.
Yeah, I would say going with the hyzer is probably the better shot as a righty, because you can bail out over to the left side. Like I said, it's not an actual island. That whole left side over there is inbounds.
Yeah, it's almost like they have like a artificial water hazard.
Yeah. Peter goes right up the gut. He's just going to fade a little. Tester putt for his 2. Colten sitting at 3 over. So that needs to get down. Another OB for Colten.
A little too much pepper on it.
It's not an easy putt either. He's taking another 4. Another bogey for Colten. Joe with the step.
What a nasty
Wow.
walk-off.
Oh, that was great.
With authority.
Yeah.
The laser focus
Like a boss.
works out.
Like a boss. Eagle has a pretty tough putt as well. This is also outside the circle, I would say. Oh, right off the band.
Well, I think it's cool that I'm throwing the Scorpius just for the simple fact that they produce them. It's a disc that's very similar to the Destroyer. It has a really similar feel since it was based off of the original Destroyers. It's just not as overstable, I would say, for guys that don't have as much power. This is basically, a long-range, multi-purpose shooter, whether it be backhand or forehand. This disc was vital right off the bat.
Take a quick look at the winner from 2 years ago, Colten, sitting at 10.06. A lot of events, not a crazy amount of wins, but a lot of high up finishes, I would say. Seen his name before. Last year was his first year touring, and I think he's only going to get better from here.
He's part of the van life this year.
Yeah, so we're going to move into hole 7. This is one of my favorite holes, coming in at 785 feet. Mando poles that we just went to the right of.
Going to basically be kind of a little bit behind of where the drone just was. Is going to be where your landing spot is.
And then you have an awesome island green to land on, and I would say one of the more beautiful holes.
Yeah, it's good looking.
Yeah, on the course.
It's a really good use of like park space.
Yeah.
It's utilizing this foundation.
So that's a crush from Joe. Peter is going with the big hyzer. He makes it. Good roll for him as well. And it's pretty tough because it's a low ceiling right off the tee box. And then Eagles. Whoa.
Narrowly.
But look at that. That's going to be almost a layup for him. Colten. He now needs to stop the bleeding as he's taking
on the bogey train.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, that'll play.
So it's a pretty good pump for Peter to reach that green from there. And he's not going to make it. If he just threw that and laid that up a little lighter, he could have landed on that hillside.
Yeah, I kept it flat to prevent a roll away. Joe's getting aggressive here.
Yeah. And it's going to pay off.
Well, that's what it looks like when you're very confident in what your shots are going to be.
Yeah. You could just tell he knows what he wants to throw out there. He knows what his discs are going to do. It's Colten's. Whew.
Just inches on in.
Yeah. That was close. Eagle also has really been working on his forehand. Been seeing him throw a lot more forehands this year. And this is a testament to why. Because he parks it. Yeah, I'm just going to throw it 300 feet, nothing. Forehand.
Yeah,
park.
so easy.
So Peter, force 4. That's going to be tough. Yeah, if you don't make that island, you have a pretty tough shot. Good putt from Colten. It's a good 3.
Yeah, that might help get his nerves back a little bit.
Yeah. It's kind of been up and down. Joe just had that one par, not even a bogey, just that one par, and he's been putting everything else up pretty consistent with birdies. He had that walk-off putt on 6, which was amazing. He's going to take another birdie here.
That walk-off putt, I feel, is like the definition of disc golf swagger. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and Joe's got a lot of it. Really good guy. Eagle gets a nice easy birdie. So we're gonna move into hole 8, the only par 5 on the course, coming in just shy of 1,000. Most people are gonna be throwing to this basket down here, which is the FPO basket, coming in at a par 3. Your second shot, when you throw up, you do have to worry about the fence to the right for OB. There is water to the right. That is OB. There is OB to the left. OB behind the basket. A lot of well-placed OB on this course, being for what type of course it is. Mm-hmm. I think it's very fair.
And a lot of placement golf.
Yeah, like this shot right here, and don't throw anything crazy. These guys are probably just throwing mid-ranges off the tee box.
Yeah, just get yourself far enough to give yourself a comfortable next shot. Mm-hmm. That's now, granted, that's what you should be doing every time, but this is one that you do not want to be too aggressive on.
No. I would say your third shot is where you can get aggressive. Your first shot, you land here. Your second shot, you kind of just want to get up on that hillside, and then your third shot, really go for it and try to. Like, that's a good shot.
Yeah, it's interesting. You have to traverse a little bit of like a mini bridge and everything, so it's pretty put together.
Yeah, it's a cool hole. That's going to be tough for Peter. Let's see if he's able to kind of pump this, get on the top of that hillside. It's turning. Come back. Oh, no. Right over the fence. It was coming back, too. Joe puts a rip on this. Oh, my goodness. He low-key crushes as well.
That's his aggressive placement.
Yeah. Eagle trying to throw a little hyzer flip. Very nice. There is OB over there, but he's in. Colten, the closest. His needs to get down. He's actually playing with the water on the backside. No.
Oh, boy. Is he dry?
No. Unfortunately not. Peter's really working now. That was his 4th shot. Stays in bounds, but you're looking at a 6. Joe.
Well,
all right then.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, he's making it look easy. Colton's gonna lay up. He's able to get his par. That's a good thing about par 5s. You're usually able to get there in 3 shots and then take your 5 if you do go OB. Siegel left himself a little bit of room. Well within his range. Because he is 7 down through 7 currently.
Could be worse, couldn't it?
Yeah, I would say. That's interesting what he does here. Oh no. Looks like he was putting
back to back
yeah.
putting for Eagle here. Wowza.
I don't even think he can believe it.
That's pretty out of character, I would say.
Yeah. So he just went from a birdie to a bogey. That's going to be a pretty big swing between him and Joe. Colton's able to save his par. Peter's going to take his 6. And it was definitely windy out there. It doesn't really show because we don't have any flags on the baskets or anything. The trees, you don't really see them swirling too much, but definitely a lot of wind. Came in gust, I would say. Certain parts of the course you would get hit into a little...
Yeah, it's the pockets, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that, I don't know if you mentioned this already, but I love the lawnmower, by the way. But this course that we're playing on for the tournament is a combination of 2.
No, we haven't said that. So, yeah, this is a temp course.
Yeah.
Joe making it look easy. This is a test event for the Pro Tour. So.
It is, yeah. So they combine the 2 that are, play a little bit more mildly and really beefed up, the difficulty here to bring in some big talent.
Mm-hmm. This one I would say is a gimme, though, especially after that par 5.
I would say it's something that you need to rest, after battling through that previous hole.
So Eagle, 6 under now, taking the bogey. Joe actually leading him by 1 stroke, and then this one kind of getting away from him. That's a long putt as well.
Has a little bit of a drop off behind it as well.
Yeah. He is human, though. He does not park every shot. Peter has really picked it up after having that really bad hole 3. I'm excited to see what he's going to do on the back 9. Eagle. It's a scary putt.
Mm-hmm. Nice view from up there, though.
Ooh. You could tell he was like, he didn't know if he should fully run it. Colton for the 2. Nice putt from Colton.
Something he definitely needed.
Yeah. So he had a tough little stretch there in the front 9 as well. But put together a pretty good front 9. He definitely not as good as he wants to his standards. Like I said, Peter really coming together there on the back half of that 9.
I think it's safe to say that this is just going to be a very simple tap in for Mr. Rovere.
Mr. Rovere is 8 under through 9. That was just low key slang.
His blemish isn't even a blemish.
No, it's just a mole. It's just That's going to end the front nine. Joe Rovere sitting at 8 under. A lot of green on his card. Eagle. Had an eagle. Also had that one bogey on hole 8. Colten starting off really weak, as well as Peter, but really picking it up there.
Yeah, find themselves in the positive. The first half of round 1, not a great look, but let's see what we bring you for the back 9, folks.
We have plenty of golf ahead of us. Take care.
Pretty good.